The Seattle Baking Club has quickly grown to popularity on Instagram. They host get-togethers every single month featuring different books and themes. And their founder, Carlos Leon, joins me with a little baking inspiration. Hello.
Hello, nice to meet you.
It's so good to meet you. This is the perfect time of year to bake. I feel like everyone's in their kitchen. We're having the sweet treats.
Yes.
And so you're bringing something delicious today. What are we making?
Yeah, so today we're making a Victoria sponge cake. I think it's like the easiest cake to make and very delicious, and you can have it ready in like 40 minutes and be ready to serve it.
No way, 40 minutes?
Yes.
Okay, how do we get started?
Okay, the recipe is actually super easy. You don't need to memorize anything. You weigh 4 eggs, and that's it. So like you remember that measurement, that this is 250 grams. So I have 250 grams of butter, 250 grams of flour, 250 grams of sugar, and then the eggs. So that's all you need to remember. So the first thing you do is you put the butter in the stand mixer.
Is the butter room temperature?
Yeah, very important to have all your ingredients at room temperature.
Otherwise, even the eggs too?
Even the eggs. So you can take them out the
that.
night before or put them in some water for like 10 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, and then so you put the butter and the sugar and you cream it for a couple of minutes.
And what consistency are we looking for too with a stand mixer?
You want to have, you don't want to see the sugar crystals. You want it just to be like very smooth butter. Super smooth and fluffy and like pale yellow.
Oh, okay. Perfect. And if you don't have a stand mixer, are you out of luck or can you make this cake?
No, you can totally do this with a hand mixer. It might take a little bit longer, but same result.
And a little bit of a workout.
Maybe a little bit, yeah. So we'll let this run for a little bit.
Yeah, and while that's going too, tell me about Seattle Baking Club. How did you all get started?
Yeah, so the Baking Club started about a year ago. I just love baking so much. And I decided to let's just get some get-togethers going, people who love baking, and we all want to share this. So it's like a cookbook book club or like a cookie swap, but it's bakes of all things. So we started with about 15 people, and now the last event we had 120 people show up with all the beautiful bakes and stuff, and we all just get together and eat.
So everyone gets to do their own bake, and then it's almost like a potluck or a cookie swap, and we're tasting.
Exactly, and we pick a theme. So for example, we pick a cookbook, a new cookbook, or in the summer we had afternoon tea. So anything related to that theme, you bring it and you share it with everyone.
That's so amazing. Congratulations on the success, having over 100 people.
Yes.
And where are you meeting? Like, where are the locations?
So we try to find different spots in the city. We do it in different breweries in Capitol Hill or Ballard, just in this area, just so that it's central for everyone to attend. But it's free to attend, and we just have a giant wait list for people to join.
Oh my gosh, we got to get on the wait list. There's the video there too. That's so exciting. How is our butter and everything looking?
It's looking good. It's looking fluffy. If your butter is if it's very cold, you might need to scrape a little bit, but right now it's been out for a while. So now we put in all the eggs one at a time.
Why is that important to do one at a time? I feel like baking, you have to be really, you have to follow the directions. You can't just go with the flow.
I don't cook. I don't have an instinct for that, so I just like to follow instructions. But the cool thing is that you'll get a good result every time if you follow instructions.
I kind of like baking too because I'm the same as you. I'm not a great cook, but I can follow directions and a recipe. So baking usually goes a lot better than cooking in the kitchen for dinner.
Yes, for sure. All right. Oops. All right. Yeah.
That's fine.
Good. Second egg is in. Just making sure that everything is well mixed. If you put all the eggs too quickly, it's too much moisture for the batter, so it might just split too fast. So like if you wait a little bit, you can be a little patient. This is the longest part of the whole process. Just putting the eggs in. If you see that it's a little stuck, you might want to scrape a little
the
bit.
Sides a little.
Yeah, just to make sure like all the butter is incorporated with the sugar. If it's a little cold, especially right now in Seattle with this weather.
Moisture is a thing, for sure.
Moisture and cold.
Okay, and while you're adding the other eggs as well, tell us too what you have over here and what else you brought.
Some of the things that I love to make, I'm from Mexico, so I love to make Mexican bread. We have conchas and pan de muerto, which is amazing. And I love French pastry. When I got into baking during the pandemic, I decided to get into French patisserie. So I have a couple of entremets over here that I prepared yesterday.
Oh, those look stunning. I can't wait to dive into all of that.
All right, last egg.
Last egg. And then after this, I imagine the dry ingredients goes in. So
Yes.
what goes in after that?
So as I mentioned, it's 250 grams of flour, and the only thing that you need to memorize is 1 teaspoon of baking powder.
I can do that. I can
Yes.
memorize that.
It's important to mix the baking powder very well with the flour, because otherwise you might get your cake a little wonky, like it rises a little bit on one side and the other one.
I've always wondered why my cakes look a little off. I thought it was the way I was baking it in the oven, or
No, so okay.
Okay.
So this is looking good. It might look a little bit split, but that's totally okay, because it'll come together with the flour. So just
so
dump
all
it
the
all
flour
in.
goes in at once.
All right, and then this is an important part. You want to mix very slowly at this point.
So it doesn't go on you.
Well, that too, but also because you don't want to mix it too much, because the dough starts forming gluten like it was bread. So you want to mix only until you see like a little bit of dry flour, and then you stop, and then you just finish by hand.
Oh, you finish by hand.
Just to be extra safe. So right now, there's a little bit of dry flour still, and that's totally okay. We'll take it out with my hands. I have clean hands.
Yeah, I totally trust you on that.
Uh,
And how long would you bake this for? Because the power of TV, we also have a
Yeah.
finished product too.
Yeah, so once you do this, you put it in the oven at 350 for
Okay.
about 22 to 23 minutes. You'll see the cake starts to pull away from the edges of the pan, and you know that is ready. You can also poke it with a toothpick and make sure it's not wet. So this is the whole batter. You split it into two 8-inch pans like this.
Perfect.
We don't have to do it right now. And that's it. That's all you need to do. I'll do that.
Amazing. And then we have the finished product, which I want to show too.
Yes. So I'll put this over here.
And then how do we decorate this baby?
So it's a very simple decoration. You have the 2 layers, so that's one. You want to place it on the flat top over there, and then the second one will go on top. But before we do that, I have about a cup of
filling.
jam.
Oh.
Strawberry jam, any berry jam, anything you want really. You just spread it like that. Like this.
Ooh.
You could just keep it with the jam. I think the British people like to do just the jam. But I have a little bit of whipped cream, which I have here.
Amazing. Okay, and then that goes in the same layer?
Yeah, it's a sandwich. So you just
Oh,
mix it
easy
all.
enough.
You could also get it from the can. That's just
Okay, and we have 30 seconds left, so I gotta taste this.
Yes,
The fastest baking
Yeah,
you've ever
that's it.
done.
And then you put this on top, and then you sprinkle a little bit of sugar.
You're right, this is so easy.
And you're done.
That's so festive. Okay, I don't wanna ruin your cake.
Yes.
Oh,
Go in.
I gotta go in.
Yeah.
Okay, we're just gonna go in with our fork here.
Yeah, just.
I'm diving. Okay, this looks so good. Here we go.
Great.
You're amazing. Chef's kiss. Thank you so much for being here. This was so fun. I can't wait to taste all of this in the
Yes.
break too.